Oh, why, hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 137 of the Sensible Sociopath podcast.
Woo-hoo! Wow. Still not canceled.
Well, for now.
Hell yeah.
We'll talk about that soon. So I'm Stephen Paul. Welcome.
Hello, Stephen.
This is Eric Doan.
Hello.
They call him Eric the Bone Doan.
It's Boner.
Oh, yes. Eric Boner Doan. And then we also have Roma Rifkin, our lovely in-studio producer.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Roma.
And we're live on a Friday night. And this is the show where we take women to a shack most known for its remoteness and do that thing that make us feel like God.
Because of the implication.
Yes, that's why.
That's
What is that, Roma?
That's a Norm Macdonald joke.
Exactly, that's a Norm Macdonald joke. My favorite Norm Macdonald joke.
It's pretty good.
Thank you. I had to paraphrase a little to get it in there, you know?
I want to point out that I brought out the Woodford Reserves. This is the Kentucky straight wheated whiskey, which we've had before on the show. I gave some to Eric, and he winced. There's
I
that
wince every
face.
time.
Yeah.
I'm just not an alcohol man. I don't know what it is.
Well, I think you got to go through a little bit of, you got to mature.
You know what it is? If you look back at my family history,
Uh-huh.
the part of my family that came from Germany, they used to be brewmeisters.
Okay.
Oh.
But then they came, my great-great-grandfather or whatever, came to America because he was tricked by his uncle to
Okay.
work for him.
Okay.
And he thought
Okay.
it was only going to be a few years, and then he was going to move back. But then that ended up not happening, and he had to work for him for the rest of his life. And then
What sort of business then? If he's a brewmeister.
brewmeisting, but that's not the point because he was doing different. Like that's the Germans. That's what they were doing in Germany. But by the time he came to America, he wasn't brewmeisting anymore.
Yeah. There's no future in beer.
And then, well, because then when he came to America, he found fucking evangelicalism.
Okay.
And then my family's been like dry ever since. My parents don't drink alcohol. My dad's only had one beer ever in his life, and he hated it.
Oh, I was gonna say what kind?
And so I don't know, but I
Probably
think
natural ice.
I think
would
it's just
assume.
like in my genetics, like it's like not ready for this because it hasn't experienced it in a few generations.
Yeah, but that would be like that cellular memory or something. That would be where they say like genetically you can pass down things that you change about yourself.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, obviously you've had some
Or-
booze in the background if you had brewmeisters.
Maybe I'm just a pussy.
There's that too.
I mean, that's possible. I heard that if you drink while you're pregnant, that really helps with your
Good tip.
acquiring your taste for alcohol later on in life.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You should
I
also
wish
smoke
it were.
cigars.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes
Yeah.
you a lot classier.
Yep, and skydive.
No, my parents don't have any vices. It kind of sucks. It makes you feel bad about yourself.
You think You think they're sexual deviants?
No, I don't even know when they would have sex because my dad goes to bed at like 8 p.m. and my mom goes to bed at like 2 a.m.
Whoa.
And then
You
my
think your
mom
dad's
wakes
warming up that long?
And like my mom wakes up. I don't think so. I think he's just dead asleep.
Is there a can of Crisco by the bed?
No, I don't think so. But I don't really check ever.
You could ask. You could say, "Where's the Crisco at, Mom? I need shortening. I need vegetable shortening. Where is it?"
No, there's no way they fuck.
Really? You don't think so?
There's no
And they had
way.
to at least once.
I mean,
Yeah.
they had to at least 3 times because I have
Okay.
2 sisters.
They're both super
But-
hot.
Are they?
I
Eric
mean,
said so.
Oh.
no, I didn't. I strictly did not.
Never mind.
That
I
was
said they were
forced
hot.
on me.
Yeah.
I said the exact opposite. Someone
Okay.
call the police.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
What? We're podcasting. It's a conversation.
I think my younger sister's 18. She probably is because she's in college. So
Okay. Well, that's good. Jailbait sister. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what age she is. She might be like 19 or something. Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how old my siblings are either. I know how old
Yeah.
you are because I know how far apart we are, but
Yeah. We're like a year and a half, and then 6 years, and then
Oh,
10
that's
years.
true. I'm 4 years apart from both my sisters.
That's
so
a
I
good
have one
point.
older sister and one younger sister. So
Wait, are they
she's-
twins?
No,
Oh, okay.
I
You
have
said
one
4 years
older,
apart
one
for both.
younger.
Yeah.
No, so they're 8 years apart, but I'm 4 years apart from each of them.
Interesting. Well,
'Cause
I
I'm in
think
the
that whiskey.
I was the middle child, the neglected child,
okay.
and that's why I'm the way that I am.
You do act out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, by drinking whiskey.
Yeah. I'm such a rebel.
Telling everyone how
I'm such
hot
a
your
rebel,
parents'
bro.
love life is.
Look at this, mom and dad. How do you like this?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-mm. Yeah, you like to be fisted? So do I.
Wait,
They
wait,
don't.
what?
They don't watch. They don't watch.
Yeah.
Guess what my mom does? Like staying up till 2 a.m.
Pegs your dad.
No, devotions.
What are those?
It's
Those sound nice.
It's
where
a
you like read the Bible and like
Oh, do you have a stick
highlight.
that you use?
No,
Oh.
you highlight parts that are like, oh, that's meaningful to me. And
Mhm.
she's like read the Bible like multiple times. I haven't even read the Bible once.
Well,
bro.
I was gonna
it's
say,
kind of boring.
does she get new Bibles?
Yeah.
She does have different versions of them. Yeah.
Or like the Etch-a-Sketch kind where you just give them a little shake.
My
and then-
personal favorite is the King James version because I like the poetic language.
Okay.
But the Bible's very boring because, well, like you said that the other episode,
Mhm.
they just like list ages of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
for a long time.
That's the future
Yeah.
episode. Wink.
Tease,
Yep,
teasing it.
teasy.
And then there's like one section where they talk about the temple in Jerusalem. They're like, here's the measurements of everything in this
Mhm.
temple. Here's the measurements of the curtain we have.
And they stop and they go, "Are you following?"
and then
They're like, "Do you need us to
yeah.
back up a little?"
And the worst part is it's not even in like feet and inches. It's in cubits.
Well,
What the hell
Cubits.
is a cubit?
Yeah.
And so it's like, this isn't even useful information. And you're like, I'm supposed to read through this? And this is the word of God. He meticulously.
in the Old Testament, God was a little long-winded.
Yeah.
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 See, I
Yeah.
like the New Testament. That's when it's like full of like
Yeah.
hope and miracles and magic and
Well,
like.
I don't know. Old
Mhm.
Testament God was like a stone cold killer.
Yeah, no, he was hardcore.
He's like, I'm going to obliterate those butt fuckers in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Hell yeah.
Literally.
That
And
is a
to this
quote from the
day-
Bible.
To this day, it's called sodomy.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. And sodomites,
And illegal in a
Yeah.
lot of places.
Yeah.
thankfully.
Make it legal to butt fuck. It's 2022, I think, or is it 2023?
Make
So-
America butt fuck
Does
again.
it even matter? Yeah,
I
make
feel-
America butt fuck again.
I
Uh-huh.
feel like they've kept it around as just like another charge in like crimes.
hmm
So like
Oh.
it could be rape
Yeah.
and sodomy, but
Mhm.
like if anybody's actually having, doing butt stuff, I don't think they're
Oh.
too worried about it.
Okay.
I
Well,
feel like.
If it's used against rapists, I guess I'm for. I guess I'm pro. Pro sodomy as a crime.
Well, but I think the problem is that sodomy is either the mouth or the butt, so you can get double
The
sodomy.
mouth is sodomy too.
Yes.
I've
so
never
getting a
heard that.
BJ from your wife
Roma, look it up.
is
Roma
a
hit the
sin.
goog. Yes.
What are you
yes.
supposed to do? Just follow your pussy all the time? That's so
I know.
boring.
Gross. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
boy.
I wore that thing out by week 2. No.
How do you give her mouth babies?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. You got to tell her you love her. That's, I guess,
Is
the other
sodomy
option.
oral sex good? Yeah.
But I believe,
Sodomy refers to anal or oral. Oh my God! How was I ever a Christian? No.
I'm against this
Dude,
now.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah, sodomy is defined as any sexual act involving the sex organs of one person and the mouth or
Oh my
anus of another.
God.
I had no idea.
You're welcome.
They need to update like the Bible. I guess that's a sin
Mhm.
though too.
They're all blowy is cool.
My-
you know,
my
some
mom
dudes
always
can
said
mouth
that-
love each other.
No, my mom always said it's illegal to add on the Bible, and that's why the Mormons are sinners.
Yeah.
So,
I could see that.
but the Mormons also, they're also the Mormon. Have you read the Book of Mormon? Do you know what
I
it's
have
about?
not. No.
I know the general gist of
It's
it.
just like a fan fiction of what like they think happened in the Americas before we
Well,
got there.
Well, Jesus was a cowboy. I know that. And he
Was
fought in the Indian Wars. He was like an outlaw Josie Wales
Yeah.
type.
Was he?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
in the Book
somewhere
of
in
Mormon?
Utah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think this is correct.
Yep.
The Book of Mormon's more like there was like they basically just write their own history for Native Americans. It's kind of funny.
Well,
And
I mean, it's nice to be
call them
inclusive.
lost tribes of Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hilarious.
Got a bunch of Jews wandering around
Yeah.
these prairies.
No, you don't understand. These were all Jews, and they were in a tribe. And this
Amber
was
waves
tribe.
of rye and pumpernickel. Come on, people.
And I'm
Just think
Joseph
of-
Smith, and I found these gold plates that an angel salamander led me to,
Mhm.
and only I can see them. So don't ask to see them,
Mhm.
because only I can see these gold plates that are the
I
word
assure
of
you.
God.
Yeah. They're
And you have to do what
breathtaking.
I say. But guess what? We're also polygamous, so now you can have multiple wives.
well, yeah,
Well, that's a lot of sodomy.
yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Because you don't want.
Because if you have multiple wives,
that's
somebody's
why-
getting sodomized.
That's probably well. Hear me out. That's probably why they
I
invented.
hope we got that clean.
That's probably why.
You got to not talk when Roma says something like that. Yeah.
That's probably why Mormons were like, let's be polygamous. They're like, I'm tired of this same pussy over and over.
That's true.
Yeah, because they can't do sodomy.
Yeah.
Butts and mouth. What about
They're
hand
like,
stuff?
there's no hand stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or what about a
Well-
rotisserie chicken? Could you
well,
jerk someone off with a rotisserie chicken?
Apparently,
Turkey neck.
Mhm.
apparently masturbation is a sin because there's like a passage in the Bible where it says that it's like a sin to,
Spill your seed on the ground rather than a
Yes.
belly of a whore.
yeah.
I mean, I agree.
Okay.
You just got to keep a whore
That's
around.
interesting. So you're like the guy that invented that
Crisco.
cereal. No.
What cereal?
What's the like really bland one? Like cornflakes or something?
Oh, yeah, there's like bran,
Grape nuts.
grape nuts.
Just like
Those
the
ones.
inventor of that
Grape
cereal.
nuts sounds kind of sexy.
The inventor of like one of those cereals was like, if we get a bland enough cereal, boys will stop masturbating. He was like
Oh.
super against masturbation.
Well, Kellogg's.
That's what it is.
Yes,
yeah, it's Kellogg's.
He would give you enemas, like cereal enemas and shit, or yogurt enemas.
Enemas?
Yeah,
That's sodomy.
it's true. I didn't say he was a good man. But yeah, no, they would take you to a he had a it was some kind of like a camp or something that you would send people
Wait, are
to.
you pro or anti sodomy?
I mean, I guess the question really is am I a good person or a bad person? And I would probably say I'm not
do
a
you
good
like
person.
your prostate tickled or by a dick in
on
your
me?
ass?
No,
or
not a
no?
dick.
What if it's a fake dick attached to your girlfriend?
She's got loose hips, so I am not really comfortable with that yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
What if it's a real
Wait,
dick
what's
attached to your
loose
girlfriend?
hips?
she throws them around. You know what I'm saying? She used to do salsa and merengue and stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
So
They
you
could get
just-
really.
Yeah, she's got a Zumba quality that
A
that
Zumba
carries over
quality.
into other areas of her life.
Wow,
Yeah, she's always knocking glasses off the counters and things. You know,
that's amazing.
she swings it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she's got like a badonk.
Well, there's some stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a cheerleader, so
There you go.
she's also got a ponytail.
Although I'll say the best asses are track girls.
Track. What
Have
are
you
the
seen
best?
track girl? No.
Oh, for
look at
sure.
track
Yeah.
girls.
But see, but
But
then
they got no
the
titties.
thighs.
They got no titties because they're aerodynamic.
Yeah, because you have to look at it like the ass to thigh ratio has to kind of be like the thighs can't.
Yeah,
quite be,
weigh in on this misogyny, Roma. Where do you-
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm trying to see where I fit into this whole
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, because a good butt.
Did you run track or cheerlead?
Oh God, no! I never did
Oh.
anything active my entire life.
Mm. the
Same.
the butt can look. The butt can be very muscular, but if the thighs are very muscular, it kind of takes away from, I guess, the shapeliness of the butt compared to the skinny leg. So like a white girl that's got really skinny thighs, like if it's just thigh, knee,
Yeah.
calf, you know.
Do you think
then-
a butt can be too big?
Yeah.
For me,
Roma, bring it up.
for me, I'm always like, it's got to be proportional. Like it's got to look nice, but it's got to be proportional. It can't be like too big where you're like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
like
an
saying can a
unnatural-
forehead be too big? Yes,
Yeah.
is the answer, Eric.
Yeah, it's funny because you'll look at, and I'm sure most of this is Photoshop, but you look at ads with chicks with like super tiny waists and these huge bubble butts, and I'm like, you could literally put a can of soda on
Yeah.
that butt.
And
That-
you're like, that's not real.
I've
There's
never
no way-
seen that in real life, though. I mean, I've
Mhm.
seen some really nice butts for sure, but I've never seen that in real life. So I'm like, is this for real or are they making this up?
Yeah. And
There-
then if titties are too big, you sprain your wrist.
Yeah, that's true. You get battered.
Weird science show. weird science fans out there.
The
You see
television show or the movie?
the movie.
Okay.
With Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr. He was in that as well.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the bully guy.
I'm more
The
of a
cool
Michael
guy.
Clark Duncan guy.
I don't like how squats are being thrust upon us as a species.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I don't like how like being fit is being thrust on. Like we all agreed that we're just gonna eat McDonald's, get fat, and then
Yeah.
be the Wall-E people in like our hover chairs.
Yeah.
But people are still trying to like get fit, and that's the standard of beauty. No,
Yeah,
we need to go back to like if you're fat, you're wealthy, and like
Mhm.
no, I
want
agree
to
with
fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the smallest calf muscles you can have,
that.
you know,
Yeah.
means you're successful because you're not
Yeah.
walking around like an idiot all the time.
Athleticism is so overrated.
Exactly.
You used to be able to be so fat, and then all the athletic poor people, you could
Mhm.
just order them around. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Well,
But then liberalism came, and white men
Yeah.
don't do anything anymore. And now the world's shitty.
yeah,
so-
now we have to do CrossFit
Way
because
to
we're
go.
successful.
Way to go, liberals! You've ruined
Exactly.
straight white male hegemony.
Yeah. We make apps. We get Uber Eats now. You know, we're making the poor people work. That's the thing.
I was born in the wrong time.
We started
I
raising
don't want to
gas
have
prices.
to work for anything. This
Yeah.
sucks. I should have been born in like the 1800s and like owned.
Mhm.
Just kidding. It's just too deep. I don't want to.
Do you think you'd be a fop?
I don't know what that is.
Isn't that what those
Actually,
fruity Frenchmen from the
I don't know.
I'm a big John Brown fan. The abolitionist.
Oh yeah? I disagree with that.
Abolitionism?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about I think it's the 14th Amendment, but that's probably racist.
My
but I don't
brothers,
know which one it is.
You cannot free a man. You only set him free, or wait, you only release him. That's my black Israelite
Oh.
guy. I don't know if you know who the black
Okay.
Israelites are.
Uh,
They're angry.
I don't know. The Ethiopians?
No, they're like
Or-
they're guys in New York that like yell at everybody.
I was gonna say it's like
It's a sect of like I don't know exactly what they are.
it's
They're-
like a political movement though.
yeah.
Farrakhan?
Yes, absolutely, Farrakhan. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I heard that one time.
How's he doing? Is he still
I think he's still wearing the
relevant?
bow ties. Yeah,
Is he relevant anymore?
I haven't
think
heard
he's
of him in a
old.
minute.
Oh.
I think he's like 90 or something like that.
How's Al Sharpton doing?
I
Oh
think
God, he's still
he's-
around.
he's probably still on the fat swing.
Is he
Maybe-
getting fat?
I don't know. I would assume so. Either that or his
That sucks.
hair and teeth are falling out. Because I would imagine he.
Here's the thing though. I'm getting fat.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been eating a lot recently. I
That's
need
your
to get
white
back.
right.
I need to get back into. No, I need to get back into the gym because that's the standard of beauty, and I have to conform to society.
You just need to do more squats.
Yeah.
I need to do more
Never
squats.
skip leg day.
That's true. I used to be good at leg day.
Mhm.
Good.
You know what's funny is people hate leg day, but it's like your biggest muscle group. So you would think
It's the easiest day for me.
that's what
for
I think
sure.
too.
Mm.
For me, I hate arm day because I'm like these little shrimp noodles. I'm supposed to put like pounds on them. Like that's
Mhm.
crazy.
hmm
Ugh.
It depends on how you're built. So, like for women, I mean, obviously we're not built for upper body strength. I mean, some women can definitely put it on, but like it's all below the waist. That's where you're gonna get your big muscle mass.
Hashtag not all women bleed, Roma.
True.
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 And they
Some
can
women
put on
have
some good meat.
penises, and it's
Yeah.
not gay if you suck them or put them
Yeah.
in your butt.
That's
'Cause
not
it's
sodomy.
It's on a female.
It's not
Not
sodomy.
sodomy.
If it's a
No.
female's penis,
Yep.
it's straight.
Yep, exactly.
I've
It's
heard
an
that.
outie vagina.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she just has an enlarged clit. Shut up.
Roma, if you pinch your nose and close your mouth and then cough, that's how you get one.
Yeah. What would be your Muslim
It'd
name
be-
if you converted?
Oh, my brother. Let's see, what would my
Mine
Muslim
would be
name
Mohammed.
Yeah.
Did you know it's the most common name in the world?
Yeah.
I think I'd be a good Nazir.
That's a good
Nazir.
one.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or maybe I'll go like Turkish or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I would
what
just be
if I-
Stephen X.
Steve
Yeah.
X, that's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
Not using my slave name.
I'm Steven X. X is such a badass last name though. He really knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
The CIA.
Yeah.
I was just watching a movie.
the
or-
master of rebranding, Malcolm X.
There was a TV show I was watching recently, and there was this guy, and I think he was a Marine, and then he went to the Middle East, and he got
A lot of Marines have done that.
well, he got indoctrinated into Islam,
Oh,
and then became a terrorist.
what is
Well,
this against the rules? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
and it's funny because he was
You
a
know.
ginger.
Yes,
It's kind of
okay.
appealing when
Well-
when you realize that they have full control over their women
That's
Right.
true.
and children.
Yeah. Yep.
They're the ones in charge of the society.
You get to hold hands with men without any sort of stigma.
Yeah.
Men
Yep.
can do whatever they want, basically, and women can't do anything.
You get your
unless
own-
You give them permission.
You get your own sex boy.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's
a
nice.
perk.
You're just like already. They're like, here's your AK.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Body odor, not frowned upon.
You can just have like a unibrow and still get pussy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True that.
Yep. It's very nice.
Easy
Lot
life.
of lot of nice linens.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Although I must say,
Taliban recruit me.
well, I was gonna say, as a woman, because if you had to wear like those burqas or whatever it is that they wear, I mean they're always dressed ankles to wrists. No, you don't have to do squats. You can
Actually,
skip leg
That's
day.
true.
What
Nobody
am
would
I
know.
talking about? I'm a huge Tuareg fan. Actually,
What's a Tuareg?
it's
Is that dinosaur hunter game? for-
TAWREG Tuareg tribe, and
Mhm.
it's where the men hide their skin,
Oh,
and like Google them real
Okay.
quick.
Well,
you got to tell me how to spell it.
I think it was a Volkswagen Tuareg, wasn't it?
It's
And then
a-
they came out
it's
with the
a
Tiguan.
TAUREG Tuareg, I think.
That is literally.
Oh no, that's how it is. The searchable. Yeah, that's how they look. The men hide their skin,
interesting.
so they look like ninjas.
That is
That's pretty cool.
But they
That's a good
also
look.
guess where they live?
In the hottest place in the
They're
world.
a Berber tribe, and they live in the Sahara.
Well, and that's why they're hiding their skin so they don't get freaking burnt to death.
Yeah,
but
but
God, it'd be
also,
so hot. And
Imagine being tough enough to survive in the desert that you have like a whole society.
Yeah.
yeah,
These people will survive anything. Like we're fucked if like the internet goes out. We're
right?
fucked.
I mean, the thing about it though is like, if you just had a bright flashlight though, you could because none of them has sunglasses.
That guy's pretty cool
That's
looking.
true.
Yeah, I do like that guy.
Yeah, he's not hiding his face enough.
That guy's
No.
intense.
These guys are all
Yeah.
intense. I think when you only show your eyes, it
Intense.
makes you more intense. Intense.
Get it?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
sticking out of
They're
that
nomadic.
camel? It's like a chicken foot.
I think that's what it is. Yep.
That guy can't even see.
This is just like camping with your girlfriend.
You know, these guys didn't really have to adjust for COVID.
That's
the nice
true.
thing.
That's true.
See that's just the superior nature of their culture.
Yeah.
They're already equipped to handle. Look, they have war dances. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Take me to that. These are like real life sad people from Star Wars. I don't know if that's racist.
Were they wearing shoes? I don't know if they wear shoes. So that's
You would
interesting.
That's
think
even
that
more
this-
badass on the hot sand. They're
No,
just
they
like,
got sandals on. That guy's got sandals.
Okay.
It would be so hot.
they're probably free balling it though.
Oh,
when
for
you think
sure.
about it.
100%.
Do you think that they groom their
no,
bodies?
no. Why would you? You don't have to.
I think that last one was Paul Newman. That's Paul Newman.
Is it?
I think so.
Dude,
I mean, that's why I was like looking at the eyes. I was like, damn,
shout
those are
out
really cool.
Tuareg tribe.
Yeah.
Find if one of you, if your chief or one of your elders wants to come on, we'd be glad
And
to have them.
podcast?
And
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah, Tuareg tribe. Break your
Mhm.
silence.
It's true.
Speak your truth.
We do have camel parking out front.
You can literally say anything. You like. I know you're gonna come on here and be like, women are
Mhm.
the property of men and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I don't care.
We agree. Yeah.
we agree.
Yep. We support. We're pretty progressive here. We're so
Yeah.
progressive. We're going back in time.
We're so progressive that we might convert to Tuareg tribe
Yeah.
ness.
The
They're just so cool.
yeah.
Like imagine how tough. Like you have to be robust to survive in the Sahara Desert.
Oh, to begin with, and then put layers upon layers upon layers of cloth on
yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you don't have an iPhone.
No,
You don't have the internet. You can't
Mm-mm.
find your way
there's no
around.
Netflix.
Like, yeah.
There's no air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be dead outside of like 16,
Yeah.
What do you think?
38, 36 hours.
What do you think they would do for pornography? Do you think they draw in the sand?
I think that's inshallah.
Inshallah
Inshallah.
against Allah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm Steven X. Yeah, but I think,
Besides,
everybody needs.
You could just. Why would you need pornography when you just own a woman?
Yeah, but she's.
When you have power of life and death over a woman.
So you're just
Do you
saying
think-
strangle her and jerk off?
Do you think that they're? Do you think that their women still nag them though? I'm sure
Probably,
of it.
yeah.
I'm
It
sure of
depends-
it.
Yeah.
It depends on how black their eyes are.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're not black at all, probably after a couple eye blackenings, they'll probably
I thought you meant black as in their pupils. I was like, I don't.
no.
Are they on drugs? Are
No.
they just smoking meth?
No, they've been beaten.
Yeah, but I think no matter what, you get used to whatever environment you're in,
That's true.
and you're still gonna nag.
There's probably some.
Yeah,
there's probably
100%.
like an honor.
Take some shots.
Honestly, they're like a tribe in the desert. They probably have an honor warrior culture.
Mhm.
So they're
A
probably like,
bushido.
yeah, they probably have
Mhm.
like a code of to not harm women and stuff.
I mean, well, look,
But then once you raid an enemy tribe, all bets are off,
Yeah.
bro.
there's no river so long it does not contain a bend,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald says. Bring
You,
it back.
you know, the best entrepreneur in the world was the African tribes that sold their enemies.
That's true. That's true.
They were thinking with their with like 3D chess.
Yeah.
Except not
totally.
really, because then they got colonialized. So,
Yeah, but that's fine. Look,
I mean,
bringing up the level
from our perspective, but from their perspective, it's like not.
I disagree because I believe that colonization has brought up the life quality. I mean, like if you're looking at tribes like a romantic, and you're like, oh, it's so much better to be digging for root vegetables than it is to be.
Except Ted Kaczynski was right,
Mhm.
and we should live in the woods.
Well, yeah, but like farming rather than nomadic wandering through deserts and
That's not how. What have you read? Like African literature?
I only read black literature, my
Oh,
brother.
I've just read the book like Things Fall Apart, and that's like where you have like multiple wives.
Mhm.
You inherit like your own farm, and then you can take over more land from like ousted people from the tribe and
Mhm.
stuff. You just spend your time killing Christians.
Like
that,
that's
like, try to
the
convert
best
you and
life.
shit. It was just
Like
it was just
Oprah?
awesome to read how cool his life was.
Oh yeah. Well, and you can romanticize
I
anything.
think his name was Ikemefune, but I
Mhm.
think he was part of the Igbo tribe. But
Igbo?
Igbo.
Whoa.
Google that, so I'm not racist.
Roma, just be
Igbo.
careful. Don't
Uh,
slip on any.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that that anti-colonialism and pro-colonialism, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. That like, yes, was India better off that the British came through
I don't
and
know. It
stole
just
their
sounds
curry.
it just sounds so much chiller to like you wake up.
Igbo was correct.
Mm,
See,
nailed it.
IGBO.
Mhm.
black people, I understand you.
I don't think that that's exactly the same story as, like, let's say someone who lives in New Orleans or Tulsa, Oklahoma, or
Detroit.
somewhere, anywhere. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I
no,
don't
it was definitely like the book I read was from like the colonial period because it was about like missionaries and shit.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah.
And that's the thing is I will watch, a documentary, but I always watch with the eye of whose side are
Who's
they trying
Making the documentary.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like who wrote the book is what you're
Mhm.
saying.
basically, yeah.
It was a Nigerian man, I think. I think
Okay.
that's where the Igbo tribe is from.
Okay.
Nigeria. And he was just like a scholar that was like, I want to get my people's story.
Okay.
out
Yeah,
there.
that's pretty legit.
I would take that before I would take
And really, if you read it, you're like, because if from a Western perspective, you're like, why is he harming the people he harms? And the Christians kind of seem like the good guys almost in the book
interesting.
from a Western perspective. But I guess if you're not reading it, if you're like Nigerian, you're like,
Mhm.
yes, do kill Christian. He's so brave.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, and it sounds like he's probably got a good middle of the road like stance on it that he's like, I'm just going to kind of tell you what happened and let
Yeah.
you decide. 'Cause
Well,
that's really
I do think it's historical fiction, but there was like a character I got really attached to called Ike Mifune. I think the character I got attached to was Ike Mifune. I don't remember the original guy's name,
Mm-hmm.
but Ike Mifune was like a foster son or something that he took in,
Mm-hmm.
and then for some reason his foster son was like in trouble, and they were like, "We're going to kill him, but you're not allowed to. You have to stay here."
Yeah.
But then he left anyway to go kill his foster son, and he killed him. And I was like, "Whoa, no justice for Ike Mifune."
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, rest in peace. I kind of, because I
Yeah.
grew attached to his character, so I was like, I don't want to see him die. I was really rooting for Ike Mifune.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So Margot says, and when she wrote this, the screen was off to the side, and she goes, "Hey, Steven, what about your generic?" And I thought it was going to say T-shirt because you have a shirt on without
Mhm.
anything on it, and it says test result, genetic.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, what
I-
about them? Are
I
you
do
black?
have them.
Do you have an N-word pass?
No, unfortunately, I have a J word
2%.
pass.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
A little bit. A
Damn.
very, very little bit.
What's the
I'll
J
take it.
word? Juggalo?
Jew.
Oh.
Yeah. Point three, like either 0.03 or 0.3%.
Oh.
So I am chosen.
Ashkenazi.
That's
I'm probably
yeah, Ashkenazi.
butchering that.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
Ashkenazi. Yeah, they're the rich ones.
Yeah.
Nice. Hell
Mhm.
yeah. We'll be
Jews are
getting an
cool.
inheritance any day now.
That's right.
They were enemies of the whites once, but then we fucked them up so bad that we were like, oh shit.
Well, they're
Now
pretty
like-
successful, so we had to bring them in.
yeah.
You know,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
bring them into the fray.
That's the reason. I'm sorry, Jewish people.
Mm-hmm.
Although technically we all survived the Holocaust.
Yeah.
That's true.
It was the hardest on the people that didn't live anywhere near there. Yeah. In fact, so brewmeisters, you're like, yeah, right up until 36,
Actually,
they were brewmeisters.
I do
And
have.
then what happened, Eric?
I do. My personal part of the family left before the war, but I do have extended
Convenient.
family that were Nazis.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, I had a little. It was like a little stamp picture. It was like so tiny. I was like, it's probably so tiny because they don't want to advertise that they had a Nazi relative. They're just
Mhm.
like in full Nazi getup and stuff.
Really?
And I was related
Wow.
to them in somewhat. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Well, that was like everyone in Germany.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, if you
Yes.
lived in
Yeah.
Europe, I mean, the chances of you having some type of Nazi,
Mm-hmm. Rape
Yeah.
a baby.
you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
I mean, they were
interesting.
well dressed, though.
My direct
some
ancestor
money.
though fought in World War One, and
Mhm.
then like his son is the one that came to America.
Okay. Yeah, people got fucked up from World War One. We've talked
Yeah.
about it here. Actually, we talked about it.
He got wounded.
In the
Actually, and
future.
I think he died from his wounds later on.
Yeah,
Yikes.
emotional
After
wounds.
the war. I think it was physical.
Okay, that makes sense too. Yeah.
It was a war.
There's another.
I
war
actually
going
love
on.
World War One. It's
Mhm.
the last war where there was any honor,
Mm-hmm.
and every war since then has just been a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rambo takes a stance.
also,
on
The Lord of the Rings
Does he?
was inspired by World War One.
Hmm.
So
I didn't know that.
that. Yeah, J.R.R. Tolkien is a
He's a vet.
holder
he's a veteran.
of World War One.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Mordor was based on like Verdun and stuff, like the trenches and the.
Mm-hmm. Which in
Watch
our
that.
future episode we'll be talking about Verdun a little bit.
Will we?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, the past comes in the future.
Verdun. I'll have to break out my hardcore history podcast. Listen to it again real quick.
It's the episode we did last week
Oh.
that we haven't released yet, Eric.
I thought you meant that we were gonna talk about, and
Yeah.
we were gonna.
No, we should talk about it though.
Let's
'cause
talk
that's
a
we've,
whole
we've talked
episode
about
on
them in the
Verdun.
past. And
Let's start with the Treaty of Verdun in
s-
1861.
no, you start way before that.
861. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
861. The year 861.
Oh, okay. All right. Because then it gets bombed out. I was going to say if
I
there was a
think
treaty.
that treaty is the one that split it, Charlemagne's empire, into like 3 distinct entities, which eventually became.
Charlemagne is a black radio host.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Charlemagne the God.
Yeah.
He's on Hot 97.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought
It's an urban thing.
I thought Charlemagne was
It's
the
an urban thing.
progenitor of
Mhm.
Europe,
Yeah. He was a good.
of modern Europe.
A lot of people like
he's-
Charlemagne.
He's known as the father of modern Europe.
Yes. You know who's the father of modern Twitter?
Elon Musk,
Well, of course he is. Did you know
or
that,
the
Roman?
stepfather.
I did
guess.
know that actually.
That he bought Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's back on Twitter?
I have a conspiracy theory.
Is Trump back on Twitter?
No, me.
Oh.
I'm getting it on the ground floor.
I have a
I was
conspiracy
gonna be like,
theory.
damn, that
I
didn't
hope
take
I
long.
get back too because I'm banned from Twitter.
Well,
Are
you
you?
can create a new account.
Well, no, because like it's linked to my email. Like my
Well, make
email's
another
linked.
email account.
I don't want to like do all that shit.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah. You could just make one with your phone number then. I mean,
Can
you don't have to. Though.
I think it's attached to my phone number. I think I put like everything in.
Well, see, that's where you messed up. You gotta lead them astray.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, but so I am at Stephen Paul Cast
Okay.
because I was like, podcast isn't a good because I was thinking Stephen Paul Pod, but then I was like, that's not good because we sort of do a webcast more than we do a.
Is that what this
podcast.
is? A webcast?
I think so.
Like iCarly?
Yeah, of course. I watch Disney.
That was Nickelodeon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Troglodyte, get it right.
Yeah, but so Elon bought Twitter.
Do you want to know why I think he did it?
Absolutely. How much did he buy it for?
Like $44 billion.
Yeah, 40 something billion.
Okay.
And that's not even for like 100% ownership because there's still stakeholders, shareholders. Yeah. So interesting.
I think he did it because you remember that account that was started by that teenager that tweets every time Elon Musk jet, like wherever it goes.
Oh.
It like it's like a bot set up to track wherever he's flying like all the time. I think you bought Twitter so you can ban that guy specifically.
That's funny.
I mean, that's quite a price. You could probably just pay the kid
once
off.
you have fuck you money,
$1 billion.
Once you have fuck you money, you might just. He probably tried to pay the kid off, but the kid's like, "No, fuck you."
That kid's got
I mean, he probably could have paid to have him killed too.
No, he probably has like, I have it on a dead man switch. You kill me, it goes up forever. It's password locked. It's encrypted after that.
What you said?
Oh, I said he probably could have paid to have him killed too. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and I think, I mean, it's nice because he is, more libertarian. He's more like free speech and all that stuff.
Or is he an Ayn Rand nightmare?
How so? I guess how so more than anyone else.
Just like, have you played the BioShock games?
No.
Oh, well,
is that a black game? Because I wouldn't play it if not.
Well, the second one is.
Okay.
I think it's kind of
okay. And so how's this Ayn Rand is the
just like
famous
this
author that is
Atlas
connected
Shrugged.
to
it's just like the failed megacity underwater in BioShock 1 is based on like Ayn Rand's like paradise for all these titans of industry that like start their own society with like laissez-faire capitalism as the only law around, but it's just like not great. It ends up being not great.
Well, everything I think needs a little bit of balance to it. So it's it's easy to I guess demonize capitalism when you look at capitalism in its like harshest, like no controls, monopolization, everything's just money. They don't care about people and all that shit.
Yeah.
But really when you look at it, everything
all you need to know about
self-corrects.
Capitalism really is the game Monopoly.
Well, and that's a good, that's great. I always
That's
cheated.
great. That's great.
Yeah, I was cheated at it. So
You cheated?
absolutely, yeah.
And
I was slipping.
that's a good thing because it's a metaphor for society that you just like
that you can play by the rules or
That's true. Nice guys finish last. Don't play the rules.
exactly, absolutely.
You gotta be a bad boy. You gotta be a bad boy and exploit people.
Yeah, I'm the
You
bad
get a
boy
bunch of
Monopoly.
money.
That's why I have that
The bad
nickname.
boy Monopoly.
Yeah. But no, I think it's really great, and yeah, the people are talking about Trump getting back on Twitter, and I think
That'd be
that
awesome.
would
Has he
be
gotten on
hilarious.
yet?
I hope I can get back on too.
You'd know. We would all know.
Yeah, you're like, guess who's back on? I was like, it's
Yeah.
got to be Trump.
Yeah.
The tweets will come.
No, that would be huge
Bring
news.
him
I mean,
back.
I mean, really, Elon, you would make unbelievable amounts of money
Yeah.
if
And
Trump
history.
was back.
He probably
Yes.
should think about that because Twitter
he is.
hasn't been profitable in years.
No, yeah.
So it's weird that he even bought it.
Well, it's just because it got taken over by just like fucking social justice activists. And
Did it?
oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's both sides of it, but I'm just saying.
That's not why I was banned. That's not why I was banned, but
Yeah. Why?
I guess I was banned because I threatened a senator. Jokingly.
Yeah.
I jokingly threatened a senator.
Yeah, those libtards,
No, it wasn't a libtard that I threatened, and it was a joke.
Yeah, yeah. But I think
FBI doesn't get jokes, bro.
the FBI banned you from Twitter?
No, they came to my house afterwards. And
Did they?
talked to me. Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, and
Did you-
informed me that the senator knew about me, which was kind of like, whoa.
Which senator was this?
I don't know if I'm allowed to speak on this.
He might not be.
I'll plead the fifth.
Okay.
It's a old white guy,
Mhm.
so that narrows it down.
So the senator is not a libtard, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go with what's the
Graham, Lindsey Graham.
yes, I was gonna say the girl named one.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
What about the turtle guy?
Mitch McConnell.
Yes.
No.
Mitch McConnell.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones are senators and which ones are but all right.
That's pretty exciting, though.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it
I'd love
wasn't.
to have an outlaw on the
It
show.
wasn't. It wasn't, and I don't want to overshare, but
Mhm.
it wasn't. It wasn't great.
Mhm. And how old were you when this happened?
This was like 1 or 2 years ago.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So when the FBI came to your door, I mean, were they dressed nice?
I mean, they were just the classic like dad holster giant ass phone. belt,
Damn.
wearing a polo.
A polo? Okay. I see. I was
Yeah.
thinking suit, but maybe it was
Old.
summertime.
No, because it was like 2 FBI agents and then like a couple of sheriffs and like
Okay.
I think 1 Meridian police guy, and it was like,
Hmm.
yeah.
And so, what did they say when you told him it was a joke?
They didn't think of it as a joke, and they were like, "Can you see how
They're
we
like, "Does
might
this look
not
like a
think of-"
joke?
Yeah, they were like, and I was like, "I guess not now."
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we fully support Joe Biden and all the people that.
Yeah. Right. Oh, chief and staff. I hope you die. No.
And the live stream cut. Yeah. No. Well, that is very interesting though, because that you're holding back on the.
I don't want to overshare
Yeah.
and like
Settle down, Eric.
have
You're
what
panicking. You're panicking.
I don't want what happened to happen again.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about the Holocaust earlier, but this is big too. So there is something very interesting else going on in the world, and so as a for people like
Besides us being banned on Twitter.
yeah, for people like me and Roma that probably support Elon running Twitter or at least
I mean, I
I
do
know.
so far.
I
Yeah.
don't because
Yeah.
I think he's gonna try and block anti-Elon Musk propaganda or like posts.
Yeah, but I think he has less of an agenda elsewhere. That's what I'm fine with. Because I'm like, look, if you spend $41
know.
billion and you don't want people talking shit about you, I say you have free
I don't like
free
when
reign.
a billionaire controls an air because I'm a big Gawker fan.
Mhm.
Shout out Gawker, rip to Gawker,
Mhm.
because they were the ones that were like, Peter Thiel's gay, bro, and then he was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
And
And,
then
then
they-
they were like,
Hulk
oh
Hogan's
shit, Hulk Hogan's fucking Bubba's wife.
Bubba
And
the
then-
Love Sponge's
yeah.
wife. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then they were like, "Oh shit,
very-
I'm gonna bankroll Hulk Hogan
Yep.
and destroy you, Gawker." I'm like, "No, I'm a big Gawker fan." So, and Peter
Yeah.
Thiel and Elon Musk were like buddies that
Mhm.
like invented PayPal, and so I'm just not on board with them.
Yeah, but I think you have to know anybody like, okay, Elon will go on Joe Rogan completely unscripted and just
Mhm.
talk with him.
Yeah,
I respect that very much.
yeah, I guess
Because you can, I mean, he could say to Joe Rogan, "You're not putting this out," or something like that, But he's been on several times. He smoked pot on
It's-
an episode.
Yeah, but it's
and-
not like Joe challenges him on any of his viewpoints or anything he does.
Well, I don't think that's Joe's role. I think his role is to facilitate the
but what I'm
conversation
saying
and let
is,
people
is
talk.
it's not hard to be unscripted when all your question or the conversation is going to be like easy. And
yeah.
you're smoking pot, and it's like a good
Yeah.
fun time. It's like
but
it's
but
not. There's no seriousness to it. Like it's easy to not.
I think
like,
who
say,
you are
okay, but,
comes out, in a 3-hour conversation.
Hasn't Elon Musk tried to ban pictures from the internet before of him early on?
Maybe.
Can we get a Google
When
of
he's
that?
bald.
Can we get a Google of that to a fact check?
When he's bald.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking about. Oh well,
I think it's one of those, or there's
Yeah.
one where he looks really emo that I've heard he tried
All
to
right.
get banned. From the
Well, I guess if you could find bald and emo Elon, then I guess they're not doing the job. But see, but that's not censorship, you know?
it really kind of is though.
Well, censorship of like we all have
It's
we
not
all
free
have
speech, that's for sure.
I would say I think your definition I think you just don't like Elon.
I think you're shilling too much for a billionaire.
But see, the billionaire thing doesn't
Oh, really?
weigh into what I'm
Because I don't think they should exist. I think it's
Billionaires?
I think it's a little egregious that a billionaire exists.
I mean, I
while
think
people are still
billionaires-
starving to death. Like our veterans are still starving to death and shit.
That's
I
not
Do
their
mean,
we really need a
responsibility.
billionaire?
I was just going to say that's not their fault. And I think billionaires can get a lot done. And I think that if it's used for good,
They
I'm
can
all
get a lot
about it.
done, but they don't.
Well, I mean,
They
he's
don't.
made rockets. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I mean, but
And
what has
electric
that done
cars.
for us?
He also made a flamethrower.
He also made a
What does that do
car.
for us?
He- well,
what
So-
does that do for us?
So are you his
Like,
responsibility?
I'm just saying, like, if you want to be a great person that people think of like as an innovator, change society in a way that's meaningful.
well, I mean,
not
he
like
made electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
he didn't invent electric cars.
He
Electric
made them
cars
sexy.
existed.
So
I
that people would
mean,
buy them.
Are they sexy though?
Well, I'm
when
not
they
s-
blow up and they
The
kill
Teslas.
and they directly target pedestrians sometimes.
Yeah. I think I don't think that there's anything wrong with somebody being successful doing something that makes them successful, you know, really, because when you're providing something that
just-
people want,
I
like
just-
PayPal,
I'm
you're
just
the one
a big
that goes,
believer
I
in
want to make
power corrupting.
yeah.
And once you get fuck you money,
Mhm.
it's easy to say fuck you to a lot of things. And it's just, I don't like anyone having that power, even the government.
Yeah.
But
But-
especially people with less oversight than the government, like a businessman that
But suppressing someone's ability to rise above is worse to me. That's worse, that you would have the power to push someone back down to a level, because that's communism. That's, like,
no, it is not.
oh, absolutely.
No, it's
Absolutely it is,
it's
because you cannot bring everyone up. You have to pull people down.
That's not communism. But
Absolutely.
okay, no,
I'm very familiar with communism.
no.
I'm just telling you what you're talking
well,
about.
there's
is
no money.
literally-
There's no like currency in communism. In
well, there's not
communism.
there's no. There's
no currency.
there's resources, and you want the resources brought down to the people down here.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're not bringing
well,
people
that's
up.
just because society is a collaborative effort, and it always has been since the beginning of time.
There's
like,
but what
tribes-
about freedom? What
Tribes have
about-
always been as strong as their weakest link. Freedom. Okay.
No, you leave them behind.
Go-
like
go
I'm sure
back-
that the Tuaregs
back
there
to-
would absolutely leave you behind.
No, they wouldn't. They
Yes.
take care of their.
Have you seen the
older
ones
and
that walk
sickly
on their
ones.
hands?
I
Tuareg
They left
tribe
them
members?
behind.
Tuareg
Yeah.
tribe members are walking on their hands.
Roma, bring them up. The family that
I
walks
saw
on
the
their hands.
family that
Yeah,
walked
yeah,
on their hands. Yeah.
You tell me how much these guys are pulling them around. No, they leave them out by their lonesome. It's a tribe very similar. I don't know if they're even in the same
Family that
geographic
walks
location.
on their hands,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a thing.
like on
Mhm.
purpose, or like
They
'cause
have
they
to.
have to. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they're genetically.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd still take care of their sick and young. That's just like a tribal feature in a lot of species, especially human.
Well, we don't
That's-
take care of our
Well,
old.
that's why you find like archaeological digs where people have wounds that they recovered from. It's
Mhm.
because we had tribes. You weren't alone. Because if you
Mhm.
were alone and you got injured, you're fucking dead. But if you have a tribe that can provide for you while you're
Mhm.
injured, then survival increases for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you think they can walk faster than we can walk?
I'm just saying that
Mm-hmm.
society is a collaborative effort. Like, I guess
Mhm.
billionaires can exist, but as long as they're contributing. Like, I guess
Mm-hmm.
I'm just more of like an ancient Rome kind of guy where, like,
Mhm.
the richest people were like, yeah, I'll build public works so
Mhm.
that Rome, my name is remembered forever.
Mhm.
I'll make a nice
Mhm.
aqueduct so that my name
Well-
is remembered. Where's our aqueducts?
Yeah. Well, and that was a much smaller, yeah, aqueducts in one city is one thing,
Well,
you know.
it would also be like out to the provinces, like local governors. They'd be like, I'm building like in the like Londinium or like other cities that were
Mhm.
on the outskirts of the empire. They were still Romanized and had like bathhouses and
Mhm.
public roads.
Well, and if you look at something like aqueducts, it's probably that you have a house in that city and you're like, well, I want water. You know, I don't
Mhm.
want and this place stinks. I want these dirty, gross
Maybe.
people.
But Rome
Yeah.
also had a free grain dole for every Roman citizen.
A grain dole, like
Free
you would
grain.
get. Yeah.
So you just get like your allotted amount of grain
hmm
for the day, and because you're a Roman citizen, and that's all you need to qualify.
Yeah, and you didn't have to work.
Well, no, because it was just like
hmm
the idea was we're the greatest city in the world.
hmm
Look at we're so great, we have free grain.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I
Well-
bet you don't have free grain in your home country, loser.
Mhm.
It's kind of badass if you think about it.
Yeah. But I just think that there was so much.
I think we should flex more like that. Like
Mhm.
none of our veterans are homeless. Like that would be a cool flex to be able to have, but we don't.
A lot of people choose to be
or
homeless.
I don't think any veteran chooses to be homeless, and
You're wrong.
I don't. Think
You're
so.
absolutely wrong.
I don't think so.
You're literally, absolutely
Okay,
never
show
have
me a
been more
veteran
wrong.
that's like, I want to live on the streets.
Do you know how many mentally ill veterans we have in this
Okay,
country?
mentally ill people don't want to live on the streets.
Mentally ill people don't want to pay bills.
Yeah, because they're mentally ill. They can't function in normal society. That's not
So what
their
do you
fault.
do? You force them to live in an apartment that they don't want? They don't want to keep up?
How do you know they don't want to be housed?
Because
That's
I'm
crazy
very
talk.
familiar.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. I do you not believe me?
I don't.
Don't look. There are people in this world that you do not understand.
Okay, but saying that like mentally ill people don't deserve housing.
Did you
Like- like
just
someone
say
with-
that to me?
Are you saying
Did you really just turn that around on
That's
me?
what you said. You were
You're
like
an
mentally disabled
animal.
people don't
You're an-
deserve housing.
No. I didn't say they don't deserve housing. I said they do not want housing.
Yes, they do. Everyone wants housing. It's a basic, like, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs,
Mhm.
shelter is right there at the fucking bottom.
I have met people that choose to be homeless.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
But is it because, like, they can't function, they're schizophrenic and can't function in society? Or is it because they're
Does it
like,
matter?
I don't want to?
Well,
yeah, it
I
does
think-
matter.
No, it
because if you're
doesn't.
born with an illness
You're
that
s-
you can't control and you're like, sorry,
so you
you're
stop taking your
confined
meds.
to a life on the streets forever because you
No, you're
weren't
not.
born
You're not
right.
making that choice for
Like-
them. They're
Well,
making that choice.
so some
what would you do?
people-
You would lock that person up?
They can't function. They can't like. Would you like person with Down syndrome can't
Mhm.
work? You deserve to live on the street if you can't afford a house. Sorry, Down syndrome person. I know your brain doesn't work
Mhm.
like ours, but you can't function in our society. Go
Yeah.
die on the street. Like what?
The throughways you're making they don't line up. That's the thing. Is because
what you're
I said
saying.
that some people choose. I said that some people, a lot of veterans too, because you teach them to survive without. You know how many veterans live in tents and live off? I've met veterans that have not used a pillow since Vietnam.
And you think this is by choice?
You don't think they've had a pillow offered to them
I don't.
since
I don't think there-
Vietnam?
I don't think there's any sort of support system for a lot of veterans, especially
No, if we're
if you
talking
have-
that, we're
if you have
talking a
mental
different
illness,
thing.
Or if you have
Yeah.
a drug addiction, then
If we're talking
you're
the-
fucking foobar.
If we're talking treatment availability and acceptance of treatment, those are two very, very different things. And then making a house available to someone versus taking a house versus choosing to live in a house and then be in the system, because then you got social workers on you, then you got to show up for your appointments, then you've got to take your medication, then you've got to not smoke drugs in it, then you've got to
Yeah,
there's a
well,
lot
what-
that
what if-
goes with it
What if we made it easy to live?
without any type of oversight. I mean, because here's the thing.
I mean,
Here's the thing. When you're a
why,
criminal,
why do you want to
when-
oversight all these people? That sounds like communism to me. Like
No, that's-
inspecting every part of
that
their
is.
lives.
It
and
is.
like,
It really is. It
just
really
like,
is. You have to jump through these hoops to get these things. Like that's really what
Yeah.
it is. It's that.
Get rid
It's
of the hoops.
exactly. I agree. Look, hey, if I got my little plot of land and I get to build whatever I want on it and do all that, absolutely
Mhm.
great. But if it comes with a social worker that comes and checks up on me and all that stuff, that's
Yeah.
where I have a problem.
That's gay.
Yeah, and I have to do the job that you want me to do and
If
do all this.
if I'm living in the projects in a shitty little apartment, I
Mhm.
better be able to do heroin.
Yeah, exactly. I want to.
I don't want to like.
It's great.
My life sucks, bro. I
exactly.
need heroin.
I need prostitutes and drugs.
Yeah,
But
but social workers are dumb.
I think, yeah, I absolutely agree, and I think that that's what it is there's a misconception that like just because of like this equals
So
that.
you're
Like
saying
like
you're saying people choose homelessness because there's too many hoops to jump through to get a home to like.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
just they
that
can't
makes sense,
deal with
But
the
I don't. I think if
The
I
responsibility.
think if the hoops were taken away, or the barriers to
sure.
get their basic needs met were taken away,
Mhm.
they would choose a shelter over not having a shelter.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that can't not smoke everywhere they go. So it's like if you try to put them in a place, suddenly it's like, oh no, you can't smoke it, you know, and they're just
They're
like,
like, fuck this.
you,
Yeah,
I'm
going
gonna
to go live in the park.
exactly, you know,
Yeah.
And I've watched documentaries actually
Mhm.
about drug addicts, and they're like, oh, yeah, no, I'd rather live on the street and do my drugs
yeah,
than get, housing and have to deal with, the hoops and things of
Yeah.
that.
And
And I've met homeless people, and they, they very much, and they're capable, and, they're like, oh, yeah, I had a family, I had a job, I had all this stuff like that. And like, I'd rather ride the rails. I'd rather go from city to
oh,
city.
there was that documentary that from the 90s, right?
Yeah, and that's
Hobo
not
or
what I'm.
something
That's
like
not who
that.
I'm talking about,
HBO,
because I
yeah.
literally met this person in real life.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's how they
Yeah.
live. That's
Well,
how they want.
that's because society is wrong. They like treat the way they treat drug addiction. They only treat like the symptoms. They don't treat the
Mhm.
causes. Like, why would a person get addicted to drugs?
Well,
It's
that's a
because
deep,
It's
you know,
because they don't like their reality. They're trying to escape it
Mhm.
or their
form-
past.
and
And
they're
I don't
using,
even know
like,
if this
this
person was on
escapism.
drugs.
Mhm.
Likely,
that's
but I don't
mostly
know.
That's why people usually use drugs. It's a form of escape.
Sure.
Sure.
Everything's a form of escapism. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, hitting the gay gyms.
So
you know?
what if we just made like reality not so shitty?
Well, that's a big task. I think you'd need to talk to Elon
I just
for
think
that.
I don't
you know?
see. I don't think he would be interested in that because he kind of thrives off the shittiness.
Well, I wouldn't say he thrives off of like shitty, you know. I mean, I think that there are too much there's too many facets to it for someone or anyone to address it. And especially if you go like on, you know, more of a government like a government solution, like then you get things like social workers and you get things like red tape and,
Yeah.
and all these,
Well,
you
that's
know.
just because like every time you're like, let's help people, everyone's like, well, they better not be doing any drugs while I'm helping them, or they better
Right.
not be doing this
Yeah.
while I'm helping them. It's like, why? Like,
But I
are
think
you there
that's
to help
because
them
it's-
100%, or are you not there to help them? Because I think that's something that
Well-
people
Well,
need to
and that's kind of a
decide.
libertarian standpoint. Let adults do what it is that they want to do,
Mhm.
as long as they're not hurting anybody else.
Mm-hmm. But you're also not, hey, my tax dollars are going to this guy who's just gonna do drugs. It's like giving someone a liver when they don't stop drinking, you
Right.
know, and you're like, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna let you burn through the liver I gave you.
But
you know?
once someone's basic needs are met
Mhm.
and their reality stops being so shitty, they
That's
might
not
not
true.
need the drugs anymore.
That's not true. Look at how many fucking incels sit in their basement, their parents' basement, and play video games and smoke pot, and they never make anything of themselves because all their needs are met. They don't make anything of themselves. They don't meet anybody.
I
They don't
mean,
have families.
well,
they don't
that's
go to work.
That's largely that's a whole other issue of just
Mhm.
like being how
But I'm just
being
saying-
a straight white male is like hard in different ways these days because like most masculine jobs are in manufacturing, which we don't do in America anymore and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And it's you can't really support a family on just a high school education. Not a lot of like more women go to college than men, which is like it's just
Hot.
a statistic.
Oh, sorry.
It is hot. It's a good ratio for
Mhm.
parties for sure.
Mhm.
But like it's just harder being a straight white male because you can't support a family anymore. You
Yeah.
can't.
Well,
like,
and but I
can't
think
get
that
a nice
I think
manly
it boils
factory
down
job. You
to
have to get, like,
human
a-
nature. I think it boils
Mhm.
down to human nature. I think if you give somebody the option to fuck off and be lazy and do everything they want to do, I'm gonna smoke crack and go have sex with hookers and I'm gonna come back to my government funded apartment. That's what you're gonna do.
I don't know. To me, human nature is sketchy territory. I don't know if there's one type of human nature.
I mean,
that, like, is
that's not
universal to
yeah.
everyone.
Well, and
I could see that.
You know, and you take somebody like Elon. If you gave 90% of people that amount of money and power and
Responsibility?
influence, they would fucking be dead in
Crumble.
3 days.
But that's why I
you
don't
know.
trust Elon with it either.
But he's made it. I mean, he's climbed the.
Has he made it? Did he do
I
this
I mean,
alone,
you
or
really
did-
are
or did-
selling him a hard fucking deal, dude. You know, I mean, like there are people that are not terrible people that have a lot of money. I
Okay,
believe.
I mean, I'd like to see it.
I think
proven,
having
but
money doesn't
I don't trust these guys, and especially remember when those kids were trapped in a cave, and Elon Musk called one of the divers like
You're talking
a
about the
pedophile?
Goonies?
No.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
the Goonies. Can we talk about the Goonies?
I don't know anything
I
about
love
it,
the
yeah.
Goonies. Hey, want to see my one-eyed Willie?
Sure.
Goonies reference?
Yeah,
get
no,
it.
I haven't seen Goonies since
You
I was a
haven't seen
kid.
Goonies?
Not since I was a
Okay.
kid.
Well, they go after a pirate named One-Eye Willie, which
Okay.
is I think is a metaphor
For a
Sounds
penis.
like it.
for a penis.
Yeah.
And I think One-Eyed Willie. I think
And then
his
they wonder
cave,
why
I
everyone
think-
does drugs.
Yeah,
Because they've seen one-eyed willies.
yeah,
I do remember the
Because-
kids in the
As
cave,
children.
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're who played Mouth again? What was Corey Feldman played Mouth and he
Yeah.
got molested.
Yeah,
by
look how great
people.
he's doing.
Yeah.
If
Well,
he was
actually,
Elon
He's
Musk,
doing
I would
a
have
lot,
an issue.
He's doing a lot better than he used to because he used to be. He was like the first guy that was like, "There's pedos in Hollywood,"
Hmm.
and everyone was like, "Shut up, Corey Feldman."
Mhm.
And he was like, fell out of. He was like blacklisted.
And then he
like,
kept
not
saying
anything.
Corey Haim got raped. Corey Haim got raped. I'm
Yeah.
like, methinks you doth protest too much. You know,
I
my
don't-
friend got
don't
raped,
remember
the one that's dead.
But I think it was just him. But yeah. But now he's like, everyone's on the like, oh, Hollywood's all pedos, and so now he's like better off than he was. I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Well,
like
and-
John Hinckley Jr. Like, he's
Well-
better off now. He's got a YouTube channel. He doesn't have as much oversight as he used to have.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, so yeah, look at Hollywood. That would be like saying, oh, all the Hollywood people are pedophiles. It's like, well, if there's, I mean, obviously there's people that do not deserve to be,
I'm
know.
just of the mind that most humans
Hmm.
are not good people. Probably they like to
Eh.
think of themselves as good people.
To
But-
varying degrees.
I think at least in America, we just don't have the same familial ties. And then
Mhm.
I was talking about this. I was learning about this in my sociology class, where like familial relationship, like cousin to cousin,
Mhm.
and like family ties used to be a big part of society because like you'd live like this is your farm, your cousin's over there,
Yeah.
your other cousin's over there,
Proximity,
your other cousin's
yeah.
over there. If you have a bad harvest, you can be like, "Hey cousin, can you lend me some things and
'Cause-
I'll owe you?" And
Mhm.
that's how like you had like a mutual
Sure.
aid network.
Sure.
But then when like everyone moved and like no one lives near their families anymore,
Yeah.
really, everyone's kind of alone and you don't have the same closeness.
So
and
cities are the issue, and that was the Romans.
that's true.
You
Well,
know, that you live next to your neighbors and you
problem-
never know them.
the problem is like there's no power in your community anymore. Like
Mhm.
you don't know your neighbors as well as people used to.
Yeah.
So everyone's like isolated in their own little bubble, and so whatever you see on your screen is how you perceive
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
You don't see the world around you really.
Well,
and like
And that's processed through an algorithm that only gives you things that elicit a response from
yeah, and so and like
you.
but
So
like,
Elon is fixing that with
like,
Twitter.
communities used to be a lot stronger. Like back when they used to like during the Dust Bowl and stuff, when they were
Mhm.
like foreclosed on farms, and like the whole community would show up to like strong arm anyone that would like the banks that would try to bid on this person's farm that went into debt and stuff. Like there used to be like an aid in like community like
Sure.
togetherness. There used to be like I don't know. We just don't have that anymore. I feel
Yeah. Well, I mean,
at least in
Obama was
Idaho
a
with all
great
these
community
stupid
organizer.
Californians. That's true. He was.
Yeah.
He's from Chicago too, I think, and that's where I'm headed.
So
Too. Maybe
I'm just
maybe
saying.
I'm the next Obama question. mark.
yeah. Question mark? But we did want to talk about this next new development, which is that the Homeland Security has come up with a disinformation, or at least for the budget for next year, is a disinformation governance board.
Oh.
And if you, let's see. So basically, there will be kind of a disinformation czar sort of thing, and this is with the New York Post, but Homeland Security basically wants to make a governance board so that they can keep down
Yeah.
disinformation.
Thanks 9/11.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the Patriot Bill.
No, it's just the Homeland Security
Oh,
wasn't a
yeah,
thing
okay,
until
fair enough.
9/11.
All right, I'll take that.
Thanks 9/11.
Yeah. But basically they're talking about how the election was swung by Russia, apparently, and the really crazy thing is that the person that they're putting
Wait, which election was swung? Like the most recent one? Like they got Biden in power? Is that what they're saying?
No, I don't believe that's what they are saying. No,
Or what
they're
is-
saying with Clinton,
Oh.
that Russia's influence.
That's so like 2016.
It is, and that's why you shouldn't
one
have the government
cares.
fixing problems, because they're fixing problems from
That's why we've never solved the Kennedy assassination 100%. It's because like once a few like a certain number of years, you're just like, oh, that's in the past, bro.
Yeah.
Move on.
Well, and they want to flag information. And so I imagine this would be wherever it goes. And so this would go into things like Twitter. So where you could have if something you're saying is not deemed, or is deemed misinformation,
Yeah.
your shit is shut down.
Like when I brag about the size of my penis.
And they're like, sorry. Yep.
Flag.
Yep. Exactly.
You're definitely a 6-incher.
Yeah. 5.5. Flag him. But yeah, so they have it's a committee on public information. It's going to be led by a lady named Gina.
I
Sorry.
already don't trust it because the lady runs it.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank goodness she'll be completely ineffective.
Once a month, we're just going to go through hell.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be led by Nina Jankowicz.
Jew, a Polish Jew too.
Yep, exactly.
Probably.
I mean, she's my people, but
Probably.
So she believed that how do you feel about the Steele dossier, the Trump Steele dossier?
I don't know what that is.
Where he got peed on by hookers and all this stuff.
I choose. If we're choosing facts, I choose that one to be real because it's funny.
So does she, yes, but not because it's funny. She also chooses to believe that Hunter Biden's laptop. Do you believe that is an actual thing? That his crack smoking son is actually
that he has a laptop?
No,
probably.
Are you aware of what happened with his laptop during the election?
No, what happened?
Okay, so shortly before the election, a laptop of his that was left in somewhere right outside D.C. It was brought in and to be worked on. It has videos of him with prostitutes and smoking crack and all this stuff. He's known for smoking crack. It's no secret.
His brother died in a war. Give him a fucking break.
And then he fucks his war his veteran dead brother's wife.
Yeah.
It's this whole fucked up thing.
The blame falls with Joe Biden. That's what happens when you're a politician with no time for your son.
Yeah. Well,
he
and
becomes Hunter Biden.
Yes, I'm sure.
And didn't he marry his brother's widow?
No, he fucked her. That was
he
the
fucked
thing.
her. He didn't marry her.
I don't think she'd still be married to him.
I don't think they got married.
Yeah, but
is it incest if it's your sister-in-law?
It's not far.
Is it incest? Is it incest-in-law?
But that used to be the way of things back when we had tribes. Is you would marry your sister. So maybe he's very tribal.
That's true. You would take your brother's widow.
Yeah, and then
just
get a foot job.
That's more when we married for economic reasons instead of love.
Well, that's true.
Except love is fake.
All right.
I don't believe it.
Sad. So she believes that the laptop, which was it's undeniable, but of course the media spins it the way that they want.
Was he getting pegged and stuff? Was he?
No, he got a foot job from a prostitute
there was young girls on there too, I think.
Yeah, he was talking with his niece and was naked or something
he was naked or his niece was?
He was he was naked.
I don't.
It's all this stuff.
It's
Anyways,
just weird.
It was.
Was she into it? No.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, her creepy uncle. Yeah.
On meth.
Yeah, exactly. That's
when your
on drugs.
touchy uncle's kind of hot? Question mark.
So, anyways, but this lady, was on the train of, that's Russian disinformation with images of that crack addicted guy smoking crack. So yeah. So it's very interesting that they choose someone that absolutely.
It's nice when you can choose truth and untruth.
I would love to.
That's what everyone does. That's what I do personally nowadays, just because it's easier. Because who knows what the facts are?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm
You'd rather have someone just picking one versus the other. Let me know what I can think.
Do you want Trump, the 45th president, to have been peed on by Russian prostitutes?
I
Yes.
mean,
I want that to be a historical fact that's learned in textbooks.
Yeah.
So I choose that fact.
Yeah.
I choose that one.
I mean, it is pretty funny.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's not a bad one.
If Christian schools can write their history textbooks with
salamanders,
a bunch of that and I remember this one textbook I saw. It was like a meme or something, but it was like a picture
Said
of a
women could be doctors. Yeah.
No, it was like the slaves that knew the freedom of Christ were more free than free slaves that didn't know the love of Christ.
I mean, I feel like that's
Something crazy.
got some grounding to it.
No.
Spiritually more free.
Spiritually.
Yeah.
That's
some
I guess
hymns.
that's what they mean, but I wouldn't agree. I guess it's one of those
You're very black and
moments-
white. You're very concrete, I believe, with the
yeah,
yeah.
maybe.
Well, you said love doesn't exist. I mean, you
Well,
haven't had a lot of
it
time.
doesn't.
Yeah.
In my 23 years, I've found that it doesn't.
Do you love ice cream sandwiches?
No. I
Okay.
have sensitive teeth.
Okay. Do you love warm ice cream sandwiches?
No.
Do you love s'mores?
No, not really.
What about an empanada with a
I
nice
don't know
ice
if
cream
I've ever
center?
had an empanada.
They're pretty good.
Ice cream
Are they?
cake?
No, he's got sensitive
An
teeth.
ice cream cake.
What about a
Mhm.
hot shower?
Hmm.
I don't love that. Like, it's
Okay.
nice, but I'm not. I feel like
What's the closest thing to love
maybe
you
I'm
have?
just like super like picky with like love,
Mhm,
but no, I wouldn't say I love any shower.
mhm.
It could be the best shower in the world. I could come just from the water touching me. I wouldn't be like,
You
I
would?
love this shower. Yeah,
All right.
I wouldn't say I love it.
Yeah. So you save money on Crisco that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really nice shower.
Yeah, exactly. That's a massage head.
Yeah, there's just a spout aimed straight at your butthole, and then you
Mhm.
just come.
Well, I mean, yeah. Got to get in there. Got to turn that thing up. Does this go any higher?
I've already broken the knob off, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm going to get one of those what's those machines that they use and they shoot the water so high speed that you could cut cake. That's what I want.
Like a water pick or something.
Hit that. It's like that, but literally it cuts through steel.
That's crazy.
And they use it to cut cake sometimes
Wow.
too. It's
I feel like
And
the
you want
cake
that
would
on
be
your
soggy.
prostate?
yeah, the cake. Well, but I think the water's moving so high speed that
And
it
evaporates.
probably steams it.
Somebody was telling me that they got something like sandblasted, but the guy uses
Sandblast?
yeah, but not him. It was a
Walnut shells.
it was a car. No, dry ice because
Oh.
it instantly evaporates and leaves no mess,
That
which
sounds
is
expensive,
brilliant.
though.
Yeah, I think it is expensive, but like you think about like the lack of cleanup time, and you could do it anywhere. And
Roma, you talk to some weird people.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well-
I was talking to a homeless guy. He's a hobo, rides the rails. Also, this guy sandblasts things with dry ice.
I did talk to a guy. Well, I used to work in a downtown area, and so homeless people would come in all the time to get
Mhm,
coffee and
Mhm.
stuff. And so, it's every once in a while I'd meet a really interesting character.
mhm. See, they wanted coffee more than they wanted a house.
Is that true, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and I knew a guy that was actually a local, and he just was homeless. Like, like his sister had been like, "Hey, come live with me," and he's like, "I don't want to deal with their shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just,
Yeah.
He'd come and steal our Wi-Fi, and he may or may not buy something to drink, and
Mhm.
they just, he'd been offered jobs and was just like, meh, fuck it, like,
Yeah.
and it's just,
What do I
bet-
need?
He
I
just
bet
didn't-
If you were like,
he didn't
"Hey,"
want the responsibility, I
Yeah.
think.
I bet if you were like, "Hey, do you want a house, no strings attached?" Except you'll be a part of a homeowners association, so you have to. mow
Yeah.
your
Yeah, yeah,
lawn.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, "No."
Yeah. he'd
Yeah,
be like,
no, I don't think this guy did not want to mow his lawn.
Yes. That's the thing is it's like that's a lot of
You should go
responsibility.
to
There's-
Arizona. I don't think they can have.
I was
lawns
weeding
in
the lawn
There you go,
today.
yeah.
Trust me, it's a lot of responsibility. I even have a blister
Yeah.
to prove it.
Yeah. Well, I think there
Well,
are
that's what
people that just
Mexicans are
buy
for. No.
there are people that buy, townhouses for that specific reason.
Oh, yeah, for
but,
sure.
But then you can't paint your house however you want and you can't do, it's
Well,
like,
and you got neighbors on the other side of the
Yeah.
wall, and
I mean, you know what really irritates me? Mail. I hate mail.
hate
Yeah.
It's just the worst. It's
I
like
hate
there's
that people
nothing
can
in there.
find me.
why can't you? Can you opt out of mail? I feel like you should
Just
be
opt
able
out.
to.
Just-
No, 'cause
I have a junk
think-
mailbox. It's
I
a trash
think
can.
I think you have to have like an address so like people can see your bills and taxes and shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
everything's online now.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but they're always going to be like,
I have an IP address.
because not everyone can afford online. I don't think.
Pretty much.
I mean, you should be able
For the
to,
most
but
part.
like, there's probably some also people that are like Luddites.
I know somebody.
Still.
I know somebody that has
I don't
their
trust these
water
new people.
company.
Mhm.
Their water company is a flat rate. It's the same all the time. Like they have a summer and a winter because obviously you're watering your lawn, so you're using more water. But it's the same all the time.
Mhm.
But you cannot pay online. You cannot pay in person. You cannot pay over the phone. You have to mail a check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's that's
Like who
still
the fuck's doing that? And
Yes.
it's like a public. utility.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about I knew a veteran that did not want an email address because she felt that
That makes sense.
the government would track
Yeah.
her or something with it. You
I
know?
mean, the government has multiple ways of tracking you, and it's not hard to find you.
No, we put our own trackers in our pocket.
Yeah.
It's a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's so worried about that. Big
like,
Brother watching,
you're
which
already-
it is
yeah.
now.
Everyone's like, I'm worried about my privacy. It's like you should have been worried in like circa 2000 or
Yeah.
1997.
Oh, I
really,
was.
is
I
where
was
you should
worried,
have been
and-
worried about it.
Yeah, Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah.
You should have
Well,
been worried. Yeah.
And you should have had the government made laws that restrict companies' access to your.
I think
records
they
and
tried
privacy and
along the way,
tracking.
but it just.
Well, and-
People with money are too powerful. Anyway.
well,
Anyway, we're at the end of the show.
oh, really?
But we
Mhm.
didn't talk about this misinformation.
Yeah.
I mean, we touched on it.
We'll I'm sure it'll come up again soon. We are our own propaganda.
Yeah. Should we just
technically.
discount this whole post, this whole lady as disinformation?
I'm just worried that they're gonna have control over it, and then of course that'll give their fingers into Instagram and to Facebook and to it's just gonna be a bad thing for the government to be meddling.
We should just make social media platforms open source.
That would be, but then
Just
the
make
lucrative nature of them. That's
Well, isn't that the nature of crypto? Like everyone that owns part of it is like
mm-hmm. Well, and I think
part of it.
I think that will be it because it's like Web 1.0 was like the early stuff, and 2.0 is all this like Instagram and all this bullshit, and then 3.0 is going to be the decentralized whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing about open source is it's not pretty and it's not functional, and just because it doesn't make the money, you've got a bunch of like people. It's not as expansive because it's not so.
I'm just not as
capitalist.
motivated by money, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I'd rather just. I'm more like.
Well, if sodomy's illegal, you
I'm
got
more
to
like
have
an
something.
Egyptian pharaoh. I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't care how much my pyramid costs.
Mhm.
Build it.
Jews.
Jew-
Yeah.
Jews.
Thanks a lot.
Stephen's ancestors.
Yeah, exactly. They're slaving away, and I don't even see the pyramids. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We appreciate you checking out the show.
Sorry, I rambled.
No, that's fine. We
It's kind of what we do.
yeah, no, it makes it interesting. We have you can check us out at the sensiblesociopathpodcast.com. We do have our t-shirts and socks and sweatshirts and Charlie Cat mugs and all sorts of stuff.
Charlie Cat.
You can check us out on Patreon at the Sensible Sociopath Podcast /Patreon or .com. Patreon.com / the Sensible Sociopath Podcast. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Share it with your friends. We want to grow our following. Follow us on Instagram at the Sensible Sociopath Podcast. You can also now follow me on Twitter at Stephen with a PH Paul Cast. And we'll be back next Friday live from the Hive. I think we're about at our 3-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, May 4th.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
May the 4th be with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was May 4th.
3rd or 4th.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for being here.
Also find me on the internet anywhere but Twitter.
Yes. Eric the Boner No.
Have a good
Best
night, guys.
podcast in the world.
Bye.
The world would not be the same.
I like it.
No wonder my anxiety's so high.
Few people laughed. Few people cried.
Oh, what's in the box?
Most people were silent.
And that was it.
Now I am become death,
Sounds like a bad time.
the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, so this doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
You didn't tell me any of that. That's crazy.
Well, Rama, when you're a hero, you don't tell everyone until you're on your podcast.
I'm about to hear some shit.
We all need to laugh.
I think just sitting down and, listening to...
The Sensible Sociopath. This is the shit you're supposed to be watching.
Gen X is gonna love it. Millennials are gonna be like, I'm offended.
You have offended me.
Also, my dog has a giant dick.
Oh my god, that's enormous.
I love it.
It's still a racist dog whistle.
Where you kind of have like a rotating cast of characters.
We're talking baby seals, eagles, wolves.
I'm just glad we're not going to have to eat with racism anymore.
It's worse than the butthole.
We're technically considered propaganda.
It is very contagious.
I think we really need to talk about environmentalism.
Like, are they studying pine cones?
Make yourself a nice stingray omelet. That's how Steve Irwin died. Cholesterol.
It's fucking delicious.
His father had ended up killing his mother and committing suicide.
In that order?
That's diabolical. I like it.
They had an apple gun where you could shoot Bigfoot.
Has she always been retarded?
I mean, she could have had a head injury.
You don't know anything about tartar sauce.
He had picked up a 400-pound statue and was like walking around with it.
Was the statue racist?
I'd like to think so.
It's like how they invented bacon and avocado to make a turkey sandwich tolerable.
I have a fear of fire.
Like a werewolf? Daniel, you've been our greatest viewer. Well, Daniel and Sarah and Katrina.
Daniel!